Hi, my name is Kacie Parker, and this is my presentation for stress management. Today, we're going to be talking about walking and why walking is so great for stress management, the history of walking, types of walking, where you can walk, and the health benefits. So, first things first, why walking? Walking is great because you can walk in most settings and environments, and you can also multitask while you're walking. Think a form of social engagement like inviting a family member or a friend with you on a walk and you're having a conversation. Another great thing about walking is that it's rather low impact on your body, so you're still getting out, you're still getting exercise, but you're not nearly causing as much stress and damage to your body as you would with other exercises. Now let's really ask the question, why walking and why did humans even begin to walk in the first place? Early humans became bipedal more than 6 million years ago, and walking allowed for early humans to cover long distances and move more efficiently. On top of that, the ability to walk and mostly just being bipedal allowed for early humans to look over obstacles like grasses and rocks to find possible prey but also possible predator. Walking is a foundation of human survival and civilization. Things like gathering food, trade routes, and escaping a threat all rely on mobility. For early humans, walking and being bipedal was one of their main factors of survival. When it comes to walking, you probably already have an idea in your head of how that's supposed to look and how it's supposed to be done. However, walking doesn't have to be the same thing every time. For instance, you could go for a brisk walk, a power walk, or even a stroll. When I first started researching walking and types of walking, I found Chi walking, which combines walking and principles of Tai Chi. If you're curious or you're like me and you're desperately trying to mix up your walking routine, I highly recommend looking into Chi walking. I know Central Oregon has some of the most beautiful scenery in all of Oregon and hundreds of trails to go along with it. So if hiking's your thing, I 100% say go for it. I remember when I lived there, me and my roommate would try to go hiking every other weekend, and never once did we have to use the same trail. If the weather's iffy, because I know at this time Central Oregon can have some pretty crazy weather, or if hiking's not your thing, I recommend using a treadmill. I use a treadmill maybe 3 days out of the week, and I originally started using it to prepare myself for these longer walks and hiking. It's great if you're trying to get in a quick workout or if you're trying to condition yourself. If a treadmill isn't accessible to you, I know local recreation centers generally have a basketball court. I know the recreation center that I work at here in Eastern Oregon, we do have a free walking club, and it's one of our biggest programs that we have. If you're unsure if your recreation center has a walking program, I highly recommend either giving them a call or looking on their website. Now let's talk about the benefits of walking. Julie Gardner Robinson, a food nutrition specialist at North Dakota State University, says research has shown that walking promotes the release of brain chemicals called endorphins that stimulate relaxation and improve our mood. Walking does not have to be done at a fast pace to have stress relieving benefits. And according to the National Library of Medicine, aerobic exercises, including jogging, swimming, cycling, walking, gardening, and dancing, have been proved to reduce anxiety and depression. Now, the study that I found most relatable and the most informative was a study conducted by Nathan F. Meyer and Amy S. Welch about walking in correlation with college students and stress levels, which says that one of the attractions of aerobic exercise as a strategy to improve emotional states is that duration does not need to be long to induce improvements in psychological states, as evidenced by research showing that 10-minute walks produced immediate improvements in affect and anxiety. I know personally, I try to go for a walk every day because I know with school and with my job, my stress levels can skyrocket. When I get done with a walk, I immediately feel better. Walking allows me to leave that stress on the doorstep, and when I am walking, it's all about me. Maybe I'm just thinking in my head, maybe I'm not thinking, or maybe I'm listening to some music. Regardless, I know walking and getting that energy out has personally made me feel a lot better. So I've talked a bit about where you can walk, but the wonderful part about walking is it can be done anywhere. So on the screen, I have three examples. On the bottom left is a small trail that I found on the Oregon coast a few years back, and then next to it is a picture of downtown Portland. I personally am a big city person. I don't find walking around in a city or navigating a city stressful, but I know for a vast majority of people, that is not the case. If you're someone who likes to hike and get out in nature a bit more, on the top right hand corner is a picture of Glacier National Park. I highly recommend going if it's in the cards for you. I have a family member who works there, so I get to frequent the park every year. There's a lot of wildlife and a lot of trails that you can go on. While researching this topic, I found a study done by Harvard that says walking in nature, such as in a forest or alongside a river, can decrease negative moods like depression, anxiety, anger, fatigue, and confusion. The park I'm walking at in the video is a park in my neighborhood. I'd say I walk here at least 4 times a week, but in the summer, I am here every day for work. I work for my city's recreation department, and we host our summer camp and outdoor movies here. The park is a mile and a half long, making it a great place to walk. And there's also a creek that splits the park in half, and during summer months, ducks and cranes can be seen in or around the water. When I'm on a walk, especially this time of year, I prioritize staying warm. I wear a hat and a coat, and gloves if needed. The great thing about walking is you don't need special equipment. In the video, you can see I'm wearing standard jeans and sneakers, but I recommend wearing what is most comfortable for you.